In what is sure to be fight of the year, Daniel Dubois wins the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the World by knocking out Fabio Wardley in the 11th round in the Co-op Live Arena over in Manchester in the UK. Tremendous performance from Daniel Dubois, down twice in the fight, wins every other round that he was not knocked down, and gets a stoppage, forces Howard Foster to step in and stop the fight. I am in awe of what I saw. This heavyweight championship fight will stand the test of time in comparison with the other great heavyweight title fights. I'm talking Holyfield Bowe, Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko, Anthony Joshua, Layman Brewster, Sergey Liahovich, fights like that really just hold up to this day. When we talk about the 2020s in retrospect, this fight will at least be on lists of top 5 best fights in that era, if not the best heavyweight fight of that era. So let's get into it. Let's start with some analysis. First, let's start with the good, right? We're going to do the good and the bad and the ugly here. Let's do the good. Fabio Wardley has some kind of chin, man. That thing is made of granite. And if there's a substance harder than granite, it's made of that. My goodness, the right hands that he ate. Tremendous heart from Fabio Wardley. It was getting hard to watch rounds 7, 8, 9, 10. Now look, full disclosure, I picked Daniel Dubois to win by knockout in the 7th. I was a few rounds off, although a stoppage probably was warranted before that. We'll get into that later. But let's get back to Fabio. Just tremendous heart, and he still has so much power. I mean, that first knockdown, go back and watch it, and it's kind of a flash knockdown, but he sort of just glances the top of Dubois' head. Totally legal shot, by the way, for those of you who may be questioning if it was legal, and he puts him down. I worry that his corner didn't protect him, the referee didn't protect him, and the doctor did not protect him. Let's go to Dubois. Look, all of you out there, and there were so many. Jarrell Miller, man, is one of them. And even though Jarrell Miller got knocked out by Daniel Dubois, who said he had a little bitch in him, there's no bitch in that man. He was dropped twice hard. First round, third round. The third round knockdown was even worse, frankly. And he got up, he composed himself, he got back on the jab, and he won the fight. So I've got no problem with Daniel Dubois' chin or his heart, because if he didn't have either one of those things, we'd be sitting here talking about a Fabio Wardley 4th round knockout and a Fabio Wardley successful first title defense. That was not to be the case. My scorecard, I thought the fight was very easy to score. Dubois won every single round except the first and the third. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I had. The first round, obviously, you give an extra point to Wardley for the knockdown as well as in round 3. Those are the cards that I had. Again, to go back, look, we live in an era of keyboard warriors. And tonight, we saw actual warriors. Both men displayed tremendous heart, right? There's very few fights where someone is dropped twice and doesn't drop his opponent and wins. Very few. It happens, but this was at the highest level for a world championship, and it was an awe-inspiring thing to see. Let's talk about the technical aspects of the fight. Other than that launching right hand that caught Dubois cold in the first round and in the third again kind of on the side of the head, I'm not saying it was an illegal blow, it wasn't. Wardley really didn't have much. He had a few flurries after that, but Dubois ate him well. Dubois' footwork was superior. You could see him. He's very good at moving in a straight line. He could move in, he could move out. Now, if he has to move side to side, he can't do that. But he was able to neutralize that right hand, and he could see it coming. He slipped an awful lot of Fabio Wardley right hands that probably would have ended the fight. And even better, he countered those shots. The story of the fight will also be about Daniel Dubois' jab. It was outstanding. He was landing that jab nearly at will. For the first half of the fight, he was landing 2 jabs, or at least throwing 2 and landing one of them. Towards the end, He tired a little bit, but he was still landing one good jab. There were 2 instances in the fight, and check me in the comments, where he almost scored a knockdown off of a jab that Wardley just couldn't see. Those jabs were the difference in the fight. It carved up that right eye of Fabio Wardley, and it led to clean right hands to the head that, God forbid, busted up Wardley's nose. He was even cut over the left eye by the end of the fight. I mean, he is going to have some surgery tonight and probably stay in the hospital a few days. And he had to really just get out of all the media, get out of social media, get out of boxing media. People questioning his heart, people questioning if he belonged there, people calling him retarded because he's not good on camera. I don't care if you're good on camera. Give me the fights. Evander Holyfield was terrible on camera. But he gave us the greatest fights that of the 90s at heavyweight, right? So I hate that. I hate, this guy doesn't want to be a podcaster. He wants to be heavyweight champion of the world, and he is now. And you say the man has no heart. You don't get dropped twice in a heavyweight championship fight and get up and win every single round if you don't have heart. If you don't have heart. If you don't have something special at the highest level. And yes, he's been knocked out twice by Alexander Usyk. He's the greatest heavyweight of this generation. His previous knockout almost 6 years ago was because his frickin' orbital bone was fractured. Give the guy a break. Right? This reminds me of Vitaly Klitschko when everyone said he has no heart. He quit against Chris Bird. And he was lumped in with lumped in with Vladimir, who lost to Ross Purity and lost to Corey Sanders and then lost to Layman Brewster and had no heart. And then Vitaly has the Lennox Lewis fight where his eye's literally hanging out of his eye socket and he's going in there fighting for his life and fighting for his heart and fighting for family pride. That's what I saw from Daniel Dubois tonight. It was outstanding. It was outstanding. And he's a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, they're vacant belts. We can get in all of that. But look, he's a former IBF champion. He now's the WBO champion. He won those belts because Usyk didn't want to defend him. Say what you will about that. It's still something significant, right? Especially to the British people. And it should be. And if he was an American, we would be saying the same thing. Let's get to some of the bad stuff. The corner of Fabio Wardley, particularly Ben Davidson, has an awful lot to be ashamed of. I haven't seen a paint job like that where the corner didn't do anything for their fighter. I cannot recall. I know that he has the one punch, right? He can uncork one, but my goodness, he was taking some shots. You've got to protect a fighter from himself. And his corner did not do that tonight. They simply did not. I haven't seen a fight that bloody and brutal since Margarito with loaded gloves fought Miguel Cotto back in 2008. That's what this type of fight was. And he would throw these right hands and he would go, oh, we're just an inch away, And then Dubois would carve him up with the jab, land a straight right hand. Carve him up with the jab. There was a couple of left hooks that Dubois even found. He was taking big punches from a massive heavyweight, and you've got to protect. Look, I hate to say it. I hate to be a nihilist about this, but Wardley could never fight again. I suspect that he will. But he could go to the hospital tonight and have a brain bleed. He could have a detached retina, and we'll get to the right eye in a second. You've got to protect. The man wasn't in the fight. After the third round, he was not in the fight. He was getting busted up. He was getting beat up. He was getting outboxed. Like Larry Merchant once said, and I forget what fight it was, he said, all of a sudden a boxing match has broken out in a fight. That's what Daniel Dubois did. He took over the fight with his jab and with his boxing and with his in and out footwork. He's not going to be ever confused with Fred Astaire or Muhammad Ali with footwork, but he had better footwork than Fabio Wardley. And towards the end of the fight, Fabio's just throwing, what I like to call "Oh Jesus" punches, which is "Oh Jesus, please let me land it," and he wasn't even close. The doctor was atrocious. That and in cahoots with Howard Foster, who should not have been allowed to listen. To beat a dead horse, I'm going to do it because I've had a few drinks and I really don't give a shit. How do you stop the Joseph Parker fight in favor of Fabio Wardley and not stop this one in 8, 9, 10? How do you do that? Explain it to me like I'm a child. Explain it to me like I'm a child, Howard Foster. How do you not stop this fight? That man was getting beat up, and he was getting hurt in ways that could be permanent. And you call the doctor over, and listen, let me explain something to doctors out there that should know. If you can't see the fighter's pupil, he can't see you. He can't. So if his eye is swollen and you can't see the pupil, he can't see you. It's like a rear view mirror. If you can't see the dude in front of you's face in the mirror, he can't fucking see you. And you let that fight go. And that man hopefully isn't hurt in a way that's going to ruin his career, because he still has a lot of great fights in him if he's not permanently injured from his eye. But Howard Foster, you are a disgrace. And the fact that the British Board of Boxing Control continues to allow you to referee fights, and you do shit like this. You stop Wardley Parker when he missed 3 punches in a row, and you let this go when the guy can't see. He's busted up on his right eye. He's cut over his left eye, and his nose is shattered. He's bleeding all over the place. Come on. All right. I'm very humbled by what I saw from both men. This is why we watch sports. Particularly, this is why we watch boxing. Because of nights like this. And I give a lot of credit to Daniel Dubois. All the shit that man took. He could have lit everybody up in that post-fight interview. He was a fucking class act. He praised Fabio Wardley. He hugged him. He said, man, that guy is tough. I'm paraphrasing. But he was just so classy in victory. And he's a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Final thought. This fight will stand the test of time against some of the great heavyweight title matchups, particularly when you have Alexander Usyk fighting a kickboxer next week. He didn't want to fight these guys. I know he already beat Dubois twice, but he didn't want to fight Wardley, and that's fine. Whatever. But this fight will stand the test of comparison with some of the great heavyweight fights, and we will remember it for decades. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you scored the fight. What do you think about Howard Foster? What do you think about the corner? And I'll see you on the next one.